Hello, my name is Elijah Widener Ferreira. I'm going to make this YouTube video just to demo off my application and talk about some of the intricacies, some of the design decisions. I think it's a better way than putting it all in writing and having someone sift through the README. So without further ado, this is the TTB Label Verification System. And the first big decision we're kind of aware of is that the workflows for submitting applications and reviewing applications are separated. The reason I did this is because I think that when somebody's looking to get their label approved, it's like a beverage company doing that. It's not the TTB agents. For the TTB agents, their time shouldn't be spent filling in these forms for the beverage companies. Their time and their expertise should be spent reviewing forms that can't easily be decided by our validation engine and by the AI. So when a beverage company comes in and wants to submit an application, they go to submit a label application and they see this form. It's pretty straightforward. And all of these test cases can be found in the repository. I have a total of 20 of them. Feel free to make more. But they're generated images trying to hit a lot of edge cases as to what the real world might hit our system with. So we're going to start out with application 4. Okay. Oops. We throw in the image. This image has the front and back as one, which is acceptable. All we require is for something to get uploaded to each of these. And then we're going to fill out the information. In our test fixtures folder, all the information that should be expected is in the accompanying JSON. All right, so we got our application filled out, and now the submitter would go ahead and submit their application. I will also mention that each of the test cases kind of have a purpose, and not all of them are supposed to pass. All of the purposes, as well as the prompt I used to create them, can be found in the README under the test fixtures folder. It'll have this section saying why. And fantastic. Okay, our application passed. It's been approved. Everything was really clear. And as an agent, it gets into this auto-decided category, and we can see it right here. We can review it, and we can kind of override the automatic decision if we need to. Going back into submitting application to see a different test case, let's use application 3 here. Application 3 has fairly low quality images with lots of glares, and it's making it really hard for the AI to pull out all the information. So once more, I'm going to fill out this application. All right, got that filled out. Once more, reading through the label, this is what the submitter is going to see while it's getting sent to Claude, the AI we're using to extract stuff from the image, as well as do some validation using our validation engine. And okay, this application got rejected. It didn't go into warn because there was an actual fail. Okay? And the reason this failed is because the image, as we can see, it's got too many blurs and the AI can't reliably extract the text from this. So in this case, if I'm a submitter, I'm looking at this like, okay, well, actually, these are the same, it's fine. These are just about the same, it's fine. This one, okay, I can see my label, I'm looking at it in my hand. I don't agree with the decision. At that point, they can disagree with the determination and kind of submit an override request for human review. And we'll say here, glare in the photo causing the image to not be read correctly. So they hit submit for review, and okay, it's been requested. An agent will view it and notify you of the final decision. So that's kind of the submitter flow. We didn't really go to what happens with warn, but it's fairly straightforward. It just says, hey, an agent's going to look at this. We can't make a determination right now. As the agent, one of the big things I wanted to get right is that agent's time for reviewing an application is around 5 seconds. That was expressed very clearly. And that led to wanting to do all of this validation up front instead of the agent having to do it themselves. So the agent only sees applications that need review. They can, go over auto-decided ones, but they shouldn't have to. And then they can also see what their history is. So let's pick the submitter overrided Valet Dorado application. Okay, I can see very, very clearly this is what the submitter said is override. I can see the image. I can even zoom in, look exactly what's going on here. And as an agent, I have the expertise to say, yeah, these are the same thing. I know this company. These are the same addresses. I'm able to read. Let me just full screen this. I'm able to read the determination as to why. And I'm able to see what actually was failing. Now, as an agent, I could say, take a new photo, or I could say, like, glare causing AI read issue acceptable. Whatever an agent might say in this application, but then we go ahead and approve it. Decision gets saved, and we can see it in our history here. Okay, great. I'm sorry, it's actually this one. Okay, fantastic. Everything's working. Just as expected. Now, we'll also notice that some things get put into application review that aren't submitter overrides. These are ones that we really need more submitter expertise on. If we look at this Ironworks application, we can see that, first off, I put the back photo in the front position and the front photo in the back position. I did that deliberately just to show the resilience of the system. It works with some basic things that people mess up all the time. But why did this get put into needs review? Well, an agent can really, really quickly see the only thing they have to look at is the one that says needs review. Everything else passes our validation engine. And it has this why section. Why does this need review? This is not created by an AI. It's actually deterministic from our validation engine. And I can see, okay, looks like an abbreviation. Agent should confirm that. Yep, Indian Pale Ale, IPA, same thing. I can easily say this and approve the application. Similarly, if I look here, we've got another one. Okay, I'm able to review the images. Kind of a similar situation here, but different text. Again, this is not AI generated. This is deterministic from our validation engine. So it's Python code. It's not calling an AI. Lastly, just going through some of the other test cases, we can see what gets rejected. A lot of scrutiny is on this government warning. That's what I interpreted from the interviews and the conversations that were given to me as the prompt. I can see that, it's another one. Any differences in the label numbers, that's going to be a fail. I do have a tolerance of just 1/10. And we can see what gets approved as well. Some classes are able to easily match. I can see that these are both whiskeys, so my engine is able to pass it. I can also see that, okay, there's a quotation mark here, but not here. That's still fine. Okay. Highlight. We can see that even using different values or units, we're able to still pass. We can see that CL and ML get converted just fine. So liters and milliliters will also get converted just fine. And then, if we look at the history on what's been done previously, look at this. Okay, this one was failed initially, but it was failed because the producer's name doesn't match vineyards and vineyards spelled without an E. If we look at the label, it's spelled without an E, which is the incorrect spelling, but it's actually deliberate. So an agent would be able to have the expertise to look at that and say, like, okay, this is expected. LLM corrected the typo, which is something we don't want. And maybe in another iteration, we're able to solidify that our LLM is never making any edits to the text it's extracting. Last thing I'll briefly show, there is a batch upload. We're able to upload up to 40 images. I know the specs say 200. I limited it to just 20 applications, which is 40 images, just because this is a prototype, easily extendable, but I'm not gonna put a ton of emphasis and a ton of work into adding something that's kind of a level 2 or a level 3 edition. I'm triaging what's important and what I want to focus on here. What I really wanted to focus on was a good engine, strong AI, extraction tools, and handling a lot of edge cases that I could think of, as well as having very clean, very quick workflows for the TTB agents. Similarly, when we're doing this, we just upload a sample and okay, it's going to tell me right away a lot of things are wrong. Agents can fix that, and then they're able to submit 20 at once. So if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out. My contact is elijahwidener@vt.edu. You can also see some of the other projects on my personal site.